Okay, so as previously mentioned, I'm selling a bunch of guitars to fund the classic trio, Les Paul, Strat, and Telecaster. And sadly, I decided that one of the axes to go is this very cool Allan Holdsworth signature Fatboy from Carvin. This is the old version, not the rerun by Kiesel. Not that those aren't any good, they're great, they're fantastic, but they have the new pickups. This has the original HH2 11 pole piece pickups. There's a million videos on this model and why it's so cool. I'll just briefly summarize in that it's the body. The body is completely hollow. There's just a block here to support the hardware, the bridge. But underneath the pickup, totally hollow. It's a hollow body, not a semi-hollow body. This area here, there is no support, just from the set block of the neck, because it's a set neck, right? Just from the set block here to the block for the bridge here, there's just two I-beams that are suspended that are in the middle of the body. So there is nothing touching the top where the pickups are or the back. And this makes this a very unique design. No other guitar is built like this in the world. Semi-hollows, hollow bodies, but this kind of full electric double humbucker design is unique to Allan Holdsworth. This particular one is a little bit famous. If you look on the Carvin catalog of when this model was released, this is the exact guitar on that catalog. You can tell by looking at the flame, particularly that little V right there gives it away. This was featured as the catalog photo for the launch of this model. This is the second in a iteration of, I think, 4 versions. There is the H2, which is thinner, solid body. It's pretty much the same, it looks the same, but it has a thinner, solid body that's just been chambered, so routed out. Whereas this one is completely hollow. You have a top piece, a back piece, and then routed out the shape here. Small headstock, 2x4 locking tuners, very shallow break angle over the nut. Really, this thing stays in tune fantastically. The Tune-o-matic style bridge, this is an earlier one, so you can actually see the bridge is, here, I'll flip it over. The bridge is just on the body, but the later versions, it's actually countersunk a little bit, both the tailpiece and the Tune-o-matic itself. Beautiful quilt maple tobacco burst with the Carvin has an amazing, Kiesel also has an amazing gloss finish that's not sticky at all. Even has that smell, has a great smell to it. Huge neck, giant, almost 1 inch thick. I believe it's 0.89 or 9.95. It's pretty thick neck, which I like. For me, it's it feels very comfortable. Doesn't cramp my hand when I play like with an Ibanez. Hurts my thumb a lot. I play with my thumb in the back. Standard dot inlays. I want to say these are stainless steel frets, but I can't confirm that. As old as this model is, I think they are, because there's no wear or grooves. Barely. I can barely see it. So I think this is stainless steel frets, but I can't confirm that. I don't have the paperwork from the original. I have the original case, but not the original paperwork. So as a specimen, it's good, but it does suffer from a very common issue that Carvins have throughout the 90s to 2000s, and that is fret sprout, which I can show you here. This guy has on virtually every single fret. There is fret sprout on both sides of the board. And in fact, in some cases, like on this one, you can see that finish, let me see if I can get even closer there. You can see there, yeah, the finish is actually even popped off. So well, here, what fret sprout is that when you put on a fretboard that isn't totally dry, it's going to shrink. And so if you put on a board that hasn't dried out fully, over time, and then you finish it, over time, it's going to shrink just a bit, especially ebony. And if you place it on and you finish it with a gloss, and the board shrinks, what's not going to shrink are the metal frets, because they're metal. So usually the finish will follow a little bit the wood and not crack. But if there's something pushing on it on both sides, then it's going to show. And what this is doing is the fret itself is pushing this finish off the fretboard just around where the fret ends stick out. So you don't feel it even on this treble side here, where there's a couple frets that it's completely off, right? You don't feel, it's not atrocious, but it is unfortunate because it's not the prettiest looking thing you ever seen. And on a guitar like this, which is just beautiful, right? Beautiful top, excellent finish, in super good condition for how old it is. This thing is decades old. That fretboard too, it's not cracked. Ebony usually cracks over time. This one, no, not a single crack on it. So why am I selling it? Well, it sounds great. These models have a great bloom to the sound thanks to the older pickups, and also the hollow bodiness. Just each note kind of just blossoms. It sounds great, but there are several different additions to the Allan Holdsworth line. He's got a couple of headless models, and for me, this one just, it's if I have to choose, it's this one. And although they don't sound the same at all, they do sound different. I mean, this one's warmer, with a more emphasis on the lower mids. This one's a bit pushier with the more emphasis on the upper mids, let's say, or the lower upper mids, if you want to go that in detail. And then because this one has a full hollow body and this one is essentially just a chambered body, this one's snappier. This doesn't have that dark, bloomy sound that you get from this one, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful sound. But there's just something about these headless models that I love. The first one I ever had was the first edition with the shitty J custom bridge that never stayed in tune ever. And I don't know why, but I picked one up, and the minute it sat on my lap, it was just part of my body. It's just the most comfortable guitar ever. And I've had three, I think. This one is a custom build. This is one of the few guitars I've ever bought new. I always buy used secondhand. But this one I got with night burst black. So you essentially have the night burst with just a little bit of the purple just before it goes black. Right, very unique. You don't see too many of these. Great finish by Kiesel if you ever are in the mood for a alternate universe sunburst. Night burst is a pretty cool finish. I went with a no cover on the back too, right? And for me, this one is just, it sounds better to me anyway, even though I really love the way the Fatboy sounds. That being said, this is not perfect. The brand new Kiesels, they're way super high quality, really good fit and finish. I've never had any issues with any, but This one has kind of similar, although not as bad. And I've had a couple of Kiesels that have had the same. The fretboard, you can feel that from the fretboard to the neck itself, there's a little bit of a lip. So again, it looks like that they're installing these fretboards and they're not totally dry and they're shrinking just a little tiny bit after they're installed. But no, on this one, there is no fret sprout, so you don't see it. And honestly, I can't even feel that lip either. It's fine. On my hand is totally smooth. So yeah, that's the rundown. So when you want to reduce the size of your collection, when you have two models that are similar but not the same, go with the one that makes you feel like you want to play more. And for me, that's this one. But this is also a great model. So hopefully this was helpful. If you've seen this fret sprout before, don't fret, pun intended. It's not a huge deal. It's mostly cosmetic. It doesn't affect the playability that much. And you see it a lot on older Carvins. Okay. Well, hope this was a useful video. Have a good rest of your day. Stay cool.